It's been a little while, but Lewis, we're back on the Top Vlog channel. Glad to be back. I think that amidst all of this Herman Cain sexual harassment discussion, it's still important to not forget that we're dealing with a man who is very bizarre, and it's not being talked about, but he has this obsession with numerology and numbers. We talked about this on the David Pakman Show.
Right.
Maybe this is where 999 came from, but the guy has a whole chapter in his book. Chapter 9 of This is Herman Cain is entitled 45, a special number. And Herman Cain goes on to list a whole bunch of stuff that he says is related or proves that the number 45 is in some way significant for him. It's like a special number. It's very strange, isn't it?
It is. It's, I mean, he's not saying it's important to everyone, right? He's saying it's significant to him.
Right.
And
45 is big for him.
To him, it keeps popping up.
But it's strange. It's almost like astrology type of stuff, okay? I mean, he talks about how he was conceived, his gestation and birth all occurred in 1945, which applies to millions of people, right? He talks about how he would be the 45th president of the United States. The same year, 2013, that he would be inaugurated, he and his wife would have their 45th wedding anniversary. He says sometimes 4 and 5 are only part of the figure, and this is where it really goes off the deep end, because he says once he wrote a weekly commentary article, and it ended up being 645 words long. That seems a little desperate. You're really looking for stuff there, aren't you?
Right.
He said once the final flight of a campaign leg was flight 1045, and what was the altitude they were flying at, Lewis?
45K.
Exactly, 45,000 feet. So 45 is very, very big for him. The thing is, then he goes even further, where it really makes me question whether this guy's just nuts. He says once at a campaign event in Vegas, he met a couple, and the couple was on their 45th wedding anniversary, and they supported Herman Cain. So therefore, 45 is very significant. Is he nuts? Do you think this is a sign of a mental disturbance?
I think a lot of people could look at it that way, and that's why it's confusing to me that it is in this book. I mean, do you think you'd have the foresight to know that people might think this is weird? So why include it?
That's the thing.
At the same time...
Hold on, Lewis. That's the key thing. If you're someone who fully believes in this type of thing, it doesn't enter your mind that other people would think it were weird. That's the key thing here. To have a chapter on it suggests he really believes this stuff.
Right. But at the same time, if he's saying it's something divine, it's providence, it's, I don't know, whatever you'd want to call it,
yeah,
then he might think that could help him. So I don't know.
You know, the other thing, if you add up 4 and 5, the digits 4 and 5, you get 9. So maybe that's where 999 came from. I don't know.
You might want to talk to Herman Cain about that.
I'm saying Herman Cain is not going to be the nominee. I think Herman Cain is done. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care where he is in the individual polls among Republicans. I don't care where he is in a hypothetical matchup with Obama. Herman Cain is not going to be the Republican nominee. He is certainly not going to be the next president of the United States. Do you agree, Lewis, or will I end up having to eat my hat on this one?
I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Would you make that bet if money were riding on it?
Yeah, I guess I'd put money on it.
Okay,
yeah.
but why would you hesitate? You think Cain could be the nominee?
Well, I don't know. It just seems like he's got some momentum right now, but there are things going on.
He can't even keep a denial of sexual harassment claims straight. That's momentum.
Until that, I think that's a big one.
All right, Herman Cain's done. That's my take. I don't know. See you next time.